Hello, my name is Aiden Hutchison, and today I'm going to take you through my post-production workflow using Adobe Lightroom and Photoshop. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you take a lot from this video. A lot of these techniques I have developed myself over the years that I've been doing my photography. And basically most of the photos I'll be editing in this video were from my previous shoot. So without further ado, grab a drink and we'll get started. So cheers. Okay, so now we're in Adobe Lightroom. I'm going to now take you through what I'm going to do to this image. So I've picked this image out of the collection of these images I've taken, and this was the image that from my if you previewed my first video that I shot when I was out at Crow's Nest Falls in southern Queensland. At that location I wasn't really happy with, but I managed, I think I like these photos, so I think I'm going to go through and edit them. Now I shot this on a Sony A7 Mark III body, so we're gonna have to go through this stage really carefully. So the first thing I do is I like to go to the crop, and I want to make, at the moment, I want to make the image bigger. Now I think this photo would better off working as like so if I drag that there, working off as a square print, I think. But look, we have a play around. So at the moment, I just want to take the full length. Now, because it's a full frame body, you have to do that. Otherwise, it doesn't allow you to use the full image. You have to actually go into the crop tool and drag it. But it has to be in the Sony RAW format, or else it doesn't work. If it exports to DNG, then you don't want that. You want to get it purely as a Sony RAW image. So the first stage is I like to just test out if it's good in black and white. I reckon this might be a black and white image, I think, but we'll try different colors. So the first thing I like to do is to press the auto button, and that gives me a sense of how the lighting's going to work. So if I take that, I want to take that all the way. Let's just have a look, shall we? Okay, I reckon the balance there is quite nice. The foreground really pops, and I think that's what I wanted. Now, what I'm going to then do is, once we've done that, the contrast, I want to bring that up to +9. Enter. And then highlights, we're going to take all the way down. We don't need highlights. White, we don't need whites either. Blacks, here we want a bit of shadow. Well, I don't think we need texture for this, but we can try it out a bit later on. So I'll take that to 12, and I want to dehaze that and take that. I think I want to go down to maybe 23. There we go. Vibrance, I'm not really sure. Let's just have a play, I think, with vibrance. Yeah, I think I like that. Saturation. Not too saturated, so I think 6 is okay. Now with the curves adjustment, I usually like just to provide it with a bit more shadow, just to really make the area here pop. And then what I want to do is then go to the radial filter. Oh wait, hold on, why is that not? Okay, there we go. And just basically want to drag that just so it sits in it, so we can just get the, I just want to get the shadows down just there a little bit, just so that we can get, actually that's too much, I think. There we go, and then we can take, I think we can take down the blacks a little bit, there we go. Press enter. And now there we go, I have an image that I like. Now what one thing I don't like about this scene at the moment, which I'll take you through how to fix in the next segment of this video, is see how we've got something distracting here. So it looks like it's where like a tree was, and it sort of half cut it in the frame. Now it's an easy fix, but we can also do it in Photoshop. I reckon for the moment, let's just wrong one. Let's just crop it out for the moment, because there's a lot of room there, and I think that's a better image now. I think it looks good. There we go. Now, what it's always good to do, and I tend to do it all the time, more when I'm in Photoshop, is just zoom in, just to make sure that we haven't lost any detail. So to me, so it's a bit soft around there. But I think that's the rock. The rocks look to me sharp. They look sharp. Yeah, this image I certainly wouldn't put it up on my website, but I think it makes a good image with the patterns. So the next part of my workflow is to right click and then go set flag, and what that does is that knows that image has edited, you've finished it, and that it's ready for print and or ready for you to export to put up on social media platforms, websites, and vice versa. So it should be quite simple. Now these are some other photos that I took, but like I don't really like them. I think out of the lot they've all come out a bit blurry, but look, that's what photography is. It's a bit of trial and error. Like out of that lot, I took a lot, and I only walk away with one image from that lot. It's perfectly fine. Photography is about that. You won't always get that image that you want. Now see that's very soft. So I can give you a bit of an example. So if you zoom in, that's really soft. Something's gone terribly wrong in this image. But this is where it's important to try things out. Now let's go to the next image. That's still very soft. Now go to this image. This image I like. So let's just zoom in. Now I zoomed in on the trees there. Yeah, so I think zoomed in better there. There we go. Let's just have a look. Yeah, so I think let's know what I reckon. It's not the same. That's the same. That's the same. Okay. Let's make all these 3 images the same. There we go. And then we'll click, click, and click. Double click. And then we want to do, I want to try this. I want to go open layers in Photoshop. And so that Photoshop comes up. And then we can really hit the points to make sure that everything comes up in tack sharp focus. So yeah, we'll do a bit of focus stacking, I reckon, for this image. Yep, so I think once we hurry this process up, it should be quite self-explanatory. One, two, I might finish loading. Okay, so now we've got our three images ready for us to edit. So what I want to do is I want to select all of them. And I want to go to image. Now, what we can do is we actually want to we want to do, just have a look. So I think there's, okay, here we go. Auto blend layers. So let's do that. Stack images. There we go. Press OK. And now we'll let that do its thing. And what that should do, or what it will do, is the final image should come up. The areas that were in focus in those 3 should actually pop through and create a nice focused image, and the trees should be in a bit more focus. I haven't really done much focus stacking before, but I think it would have actually been better off for this image if that was the idea I was going for. Okay, so if we have a look now, I think it's just made it worse. Yeah, I think that's just made it worse. But have a look. We can sort of learn from it. We don't have to use it, but yeah, okay. So I think, yeah. So let's retry that again. Let's go with that. Let's see if that makes any difference. Yeah, okay, no. Okay, now we've learned something. Well, Don't do that. We'll have to do it a different way. Okay. But that's all good. It's all part of the learning. Like I know a lot about this software, but there's also a lot of stuff I don't know how to use, or I haven't learned it. And that's probably more like it. But no, it's all good. Okay, so this image here is one I pre-picked earlier. It hasn't been edited, but it's been one that I've had a look at that I like. So let's edit this one, because if we zoom in, this one is quite sharp in focus. There shouldn't be much issues with it. Yeah. So let's use that one. So it's basically the same process that I talked to you guys before about. Is go to auto, click that, and there you go. See, now the colors and the shadows and the tones, the contrast, the effect is now planted there in your eyes, so that now you actually are able to use your creative mind and see the colors. So we could try it black and white. Black and white image would look nice. It actually wouldn't look that bad. But let me try it in a colored version first, and then we'll have a look at the other ones. Okay, so for this image, this histogram here, let's try and balance it out. So just drag it and see if you can balance out the histogram. There you go. Now that image, what's that image now? At the moment, it's saying that it's balanced, but it's not. So down here, I want you to go to dehaze. So see how you can see a light haze? See? We don't like that. Now, for this image, we don't want to see it. So it means we have to take the dehazing to about 32, plus 32. So at the moment now we zoom in, and you should actually get a lot, the image should be a lot sharper. Vibrance 15, leave it at 15. I think just raise it up to about, I think let's have a look, 17. No, 15. Let's do 15. And then down here, we'll adjust the dark. We don't want too much. I think, actually, I think that's better. Wait, go back up. There we go. That's a perfect image now. Okay, it's the same thing. I have to actually go back to the other image that we edited and use these same techniques as well. And then we want to add a vignette. A vignette I really like because it really helps set the mood. There we go. We're all done. So now that image is ready and finished, we will set it as flag. There we go. Okay, so now let me have another look at another image. Zoom in. So this is another image. You know what? I actually love this image. You know why? Let me just crop in a little bit, just here, just to cut that tree. This is perfect. This image is perfect in every way because it gives you that depth. The depth is there in this photo, and I think it's purely phenomenal, just the way it's set out and the way I've used the rule of thirds. So what I could do, I could crop it up a little bit, show a bit of the ground like that. We can have a look. Let's see what it looks like. Back again. Sorry, no. Let's try. Go. No. Okay. Let's not do that. Okay. So, yeah. You like that. But I actually prefer, I want it so you don't really see much of the ground, but you only see a little bit of it. There we go. And then now it actually it doesn't lose any of its detail because it's set to the right setting. Hasn't lost any of its detail. I think it's just right. Because now if I look at the rule of thirds, you now have the right thirds in the right section, and at least you have the ground and where the trees are, and you can see it sort of rising up into the sky. Okay, so let's actually work our way down this time. So let's miss that. Let's take that. I think, you know what? I think that's a bad idea. Let's not do that. Let's go up to here, up to the gradient filter. We'll now take a gradient. We'll take this all the way down. Just make sure, there we go. And then we'll darken it. There we go. So it's just, yeah. Now this, once it's done, this is gonna look really good. Okay, there we go. And then there we go. Okay, so now add dehaze. Now we don't want it so it looks disgusting. I think let's just keep it at 50 at the moment. Same with that one at 50. Now what this actually does, now we've got like a line, we've got a bit of shadow, a bit of foreground, so it gives that illusion that the bush is quite scary and very surreal, which is actually a good effect because you can actually see the shadows, the highlights, and just the contrasting elements of the tree. Okay, there we go. Now I think I don't want to touch any more of the dehazing tools because I think we'll just cook the image. We'll just toggle on. Look, that would work. That actually, I think the color would be okay, but I think let's make that a black and white image. So that'll be my next stage. Okay. So now we can have a look. We've had a look at those images. I think that's all good. Okay, these are some other images I shot, which I think I actually quite like. But there's a catch. I need to make sure that they're all sharp. So let's just zoom in. Okay, that's actually come out a lot sharper than I thought. There you go. Okay, so especially now, if we can zoom in, it's actually come out a lot sharper. Now, I don't think there'll be much to edit with this one, but let's just do it anyway. Now we could zoom in. Now I personally think this image doesn't work to be a landscape image. I think it needs to be a square image. Basically, if we go, you can go one by one, and there you go. Now, the only issue with the one by one print is that, there you go, is that you're going to get something like that, which it's actually not bad, and really, there's not much to edit. So toggle between black and white. We'll have a look. Okay. So with that, I don't actually want, I don't want the brightness in the sky that much. And I think I'm happy with that. I don't want to touch that image anymore. See, the funny thing is all these images were caught during the day, which also made it a bit difficult. Okay, there we go. Now have a look at the other images. Nah, that's blurry. That's blurry. Okay. Okay, I just want to have a look at this image quickly. I don't think it will work, but yeah, see that's not going to work. That ain't gonna work. Okay, this one's going to work, I think. Let's try this for black and white, remember? There, I think that actually works better as black and white. Okay, already that one's a black and white image, so I don't need to do much. Obviously, we won't use any of that. Okay, let's use the sharpen bit. Okay, so with that, I want to take that to about 100, and then detail 25 limit. Yep, that's all good. Create aberration, vertical, and well, we don't need to crop it, but let's crop it. Make it into a square. There we go. Line up. Press enter. You know what? I think let's go back to. Yeah, that works better. Okay, set that to flag. Okay, now we're done. We're done with them. Now these are some other ones I experimented with. I don't really think that would work. Yeah, I tried to experiment with them, but I don't think they work for that specific image. Okay, that's all good. Let's use the photos. So with that shoot that I did yesterday at Crow's Nest, I only came away with one, and then the other one these other ones here that I've taken are on the way to Crow's Nest Falls at the pine tree farming area. So I think with the images that I've produced and created, I think I'm actually quite happy. Okay, so this is the last stage in my processing, which is now to use Photoshop to now finish, round off the image and to get them ready for your website and to sell them as well. I won't take you through exporting. I'll take you through that in a different video where I will go through everything you need to know about what you need to export and what sort of resolutions you need for printing. I know different printers like to use JPEG, some like to use TIFF, others like to use the full raw image and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll take you through what I do. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to double click and we want to go into editing Adobe Photoshop. And what basically this does, it will take us into Photoshop and then we do the once over, I like to call it, where we look at dust spots, where we look at unwanted objects in the frame. We don't do a lot of editing, or we do our black and white processing and stuff like that. And after that, we get them back into Adobe Lightroom, and I'll usually export them out. But like I said, I'm not doing that in this video. You'll have to stay tuned for upcoming videos to learn how to export your images and things like that. Okay. So I'm just going to finish this. Wait for this to finish. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's use the patch tool here and take that out of the frame. There we go. Done that. See how easy it is? Not hard. We'll unlock that. Now, I just want to zoom in because this is where where printers actually check for detail. Is they zoom in to about 100, and some printers will zoom in to about 200 if you're printing large format. Now, this image is okay. You can see it's relatively in focus. There are like areas such as here where it's more in focus than others, but if you zoom out, it looks more like a website / book image you use. But yeah, in other videos I'll take you through the process of what's my favorite subjects to shoot and everything like that, and how I create my professional images, which also can be found at my website as well, at www.aidenhutchisonphotography.com. And I'll also put a link here on the bottom right corner of the screen, and one down in the description. So yeah, okay, back to this. Okay, so I think now we're done. We're done with this image, and I think we can now finish up. Now fix that. That image didn't have much problems. There we go. And then what I'll do is this image here from my video, for my first video, it was a black and white, so that was it. There you go. Now, next one. This was, like I said before, this was my favorite one. So I'm going to take that into Adobe Photoshop now, and now watch the magic happen. This is what I like about photography, is you can create something that's really spectacular. And this image here is actually one that I'll put on my website and things like that. And you can also purchase it through my site just by sending me an email. I hope this would hurry up. There we go. Okay, so the same thing that we did, we zoom in and we double check. Yeah, that's all good. We can do with that. Okay, now with this one, because it's black and white, we need the maximum amount of detail in our editing. Okay, so what I want to do, click that, and I want us to go to auto. There we go. Now the image really sings. Now I want you to go to black and white and go to infrared, not lighter, infrared. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're playing with the colors. Now, what you can do, I've never really used it, but you can actually do this where you can add a bit of stylistic to it, and a lot of color and stuff like that. And you also need to remember that you don't want to make it so that it's absolutely not normal, because then people won't want to buy it. So you can have a look at different that actually would work. I think I like that because that really brings out the color, and actually I could say it brings out the detail in some of the trees. Now, what I'll tell you is that in here, if you have a look, in this area, it's actually not the color that does it. It's the color of the trees and stuff like that that really brings it out. And then the opacity, we can take that down, and we can take that down to about 98. There you go. There you go. We'll just zoom. I just want to just double check. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's done. Actually, let's just take the oranges down and zoom back in again and just see. Yep, there we go, we're done. The next image is finished and completed. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we want to just zoom in and just double check. Yeah, okay, now what I want to do is with this, I don't want to lose the detail. That's not what I want to do. So I think what I want to do is I want to just give it a bit of, there we go. I just want to try that quickly. There we go. That's better. Now what you need to do is zoom in just to see that image works a lot better than the other because we haven't lost any of the detail, and here it hasn't shaken, so the camera hasn't moved. So yeah, we can use that. That's our new image, our new panoramic image. So we've actually created a panoramic image, which is good. It's not the traditional way I would create a panoramic. Usually I'll do it handheld and with a axis around it to get precise, but that will do. Okay, and then with this last one, it's basically the same image. We'll just take that to black and white, and now you have black and white in the image. This here we want to keep it as color. This one here we'll keep, and then yeah, that one's done. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. That's now all my images. I've actually come away with a few good ones that I'm actually happy with, and I'll display them up at the end of the video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please give this video a comment, and also like it and subscribe. And then also sort of in the comment section, if it has helped you, let me know.